Everybody has their one special thing. To quote a good movie.
I'm sorry. One more thing about that. This tournament could have been lit for free by the sun, like in World.
Thank you.
And instead, like the Ashford people are paying, right, a lot of money apparently to have it lit by bonfires that definitely aren't going to cause smoke, and all of they're going to be able to get the light in between all of the lists correctly so that everyone can see their opponent and whatever.
My lord would spare no expense, and you would have him look like a beggar to use the sun. All right, everybody, welcome back to Vassals of Kingsgrave for another Game of Thrones, a Song of Ice and Fire relevant episode, which is what we all love around here, featuring A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the second episode of HBO's new show in that world, called Hard Salt Beef for some reason. Well, I wonder why. We'll get into that. My name is Adam. I'm also known as drownedsnow on the forums that were and the Discord that currently is, if you want to join us on there. And I am joined by Bing.
Hello, I'm Bing. Just Bing these days.
Thank you, former Shoeshiner. David.
Hi, David HHH on the Discord.
Duncan.
Hi, this is Duncan, and I am thick as a castle wall. There you go. I couldn't even get the sentence out. Also known as Valkyrist on the Discord.
There you go, Kevin.
Hello, I'm Kevin, Nuncle Kevin.
Only Nuncle, no creepy. Michal.
Hello, I'm Michal. All our pseudonyms have eroded away along with our civil rights.
Yeah, see, it's like in Westeros, they're very passionate about their sigils and the bears and all these things. It's like our screen names are sort of important because if you want to go look at the Discord, that's how everyone's tagged. So if you want to know what episodes people are in, they're still tagged by all those screen names, whether they still use them or not, because we'll never change.
There's also the awkward fact that Casey and I sound identical on a lot of the recordings. So if you want to know the difference, I'm not Blue-Eyed Queen, but
I have heard those comments. I don't hear that in the recordings myself, but I guess knowing you guys, there are times when who's talking? Oh my gosh, hey, can you get Greg over here? But no.
Yeah.
People say that about comments.
People say that about me and Bina too.
Only when you turn the accent on, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll always hear it.
All right, so let's really quickly go through our lemon cake ratings or our prosthetic schlong ratings or whatever you want to do. We'll do it in the same order there, starting with Bing.
Well, the second rating will be much different than the first rating. But in terms of, I guess, the general rating of the episode, somewhere between 3.75 and 4. So I'm the resident weeb of this community, I guess. I know there's a couple others that also watch the animes. I think this is what in a genre in the anime sphere, what's known as slice of life. It's a genre in which you take it or leave it. Some people really don't like the genre. Some people really like the genre. I'm okay with it. So I can appreciate a lot of what this show is doing, which is slowly trying to build up the characters, trying to show them in normal everyday scenarios. Hey, that's cool, right? They're doing, I don't know, doing various different fun activities. But for people who maybe are expecting Game of Thrones style, hey, the plot is just moving along, right? Even though, maybe there's two people talking, but you see that there's a lot of tension, this plot is moving towards some sort of direction. It's very hard to get that, right? If that's what you're looking for, it's very hard to get that from this show. There will be things, people here, I guess, all read the books, so we know there's important big things coming up relative to what this show is trying to do. But so far, it's just a lot of world building. It's a lot of people doing things, fun activities, talking to each other that may not seem like, hey, where are they actually going?
Very Tales from Ba Sing Se for those of us who only ever watched Avatar and aren't good at anime.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad comparison.
Yeah, kind of. All right, David, what'd you think?
I'm gonna again probably give it a 4.5. Nothing much happened. It wasn't spectacular, but I enjoy living in this world and getting to spend some time in it before all hell's gonna break loose later. Hopefully, if they do it right. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's. I think Bina said in one of the discussions, it's delightful or something like that, and it is. It's just fun living in this world. Some of it seems a little either gratuitous in some ways or just like not necessary. But I'm enjoying it, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think I'll give it like 3 semi-hard salted beefs. I like the first episode. It was kind of like a pleasant romp. I enjoyed it while I was watching it. I don't know if I have a lot to say about it. I like the burgeoning friendship between Dunk and Egg. I thought the angle of like Dunk idolizing Sir Arlen, but when we see him, he's not really that. It's kind of like conflicting memories of who actually Sir Arlen was, and he's also coming to grips with the fact that this person he idolized has been completely forgotten and never really achieved anything that memorable. And that, I don't know, I think that introspection is interesting. It's weird to think of this as even part of the Game of Thrones series because obviously it takes place in the same universe, but tonally it is so different from House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. Like this is a single point of view, wandering around the camp on little errands. Like these are the things you do in like The Witcher, where you go and like upgrade your armor and get a costume, get some new weapons, sell some horses. But for all that, like it's very pleasant. I don't know how much like casual viewers will be enjoying this. I'd be curious to see what their thoughts are, given how little happens. But as a fan of the series, I'm enjoying it. It's nice.
So are you saying that the it was kind of a chewy salt beef? It wasn't quite as hard to you. All right, Kevin.
Yeah, yeah. When you were listing your things you do in The Witcher, I wanted to be like, you downgrade to Lester Hemsworth from Henry Cavill. My boyfriend is very upset about that. So I don't know, maybe 3.5 hard salt beefs. Like, I feel like the episode was very chill. Looking back, I don't really remember much that happened. Like, I just
Yeah.
remember getting to sort of get a bunch of introductions to characters and sort of seeing that first characterization of lots of people that I've seen on page. And for the most part, I like them. I'm sure we'll get into meeting Baylor Breakspear and Makar, but that was probably the one that I just felt like Makar was so in the page. I felt like he was very prickly, like a little bit, like, and then in this, I just felt like he was just a douchebag. Like I don't know, it's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. He seemed to me like more of a just kind of harsh guy in the books, and in this, he's just like I'm an overlooked little brother kind of energy. And I don't know. Anyways, that's just one random point, but there was lots of characterizations, and we'll get into all of them, and we can debate if we like them or not.
Yeah, once again, I decline to rate. I'm actually having a real crisis of identity, considering that this is the first time I've watched a Game of Thrones show that I do not like from the beginning. And it's thrown me, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Obviously, it's me because everyone else seems to really like it, and that's great. I'm glad they do. But it feels like stilted to me. I thought the introduction of the Targs felt extremely awkward. I hate the characterization of Sir Arlen. I have so many problems with this. I don't know. Also, why the fuck are they having a tournament at night? So, anyway, whatever. I'll be the one who everyone, like, when they listen, they're like, this bitch is wrong. I'm like, fine, that's fine.
Well, not everyone, maybe, but if we're judging by the YouTube lemon cakes, most people, yes. hopefully not. Hopefully
I'm
not.
glad people like it. I just, I guess it's not what I thought Duncan Egg was going to be like.
I think this is really suffering from, like, they're giving us like a 30-minute episode. It's like, like, give me an hour of this, an hour and a half of this, and then like that kind of feels like a better time frame. But also then it'd be over in like 2 weeks, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I think, I think this episode in particular was actually more strongly rated than the last episode. Interesting. It was like about almost 90% people gave it a 4 or 5 lemon cakes. So, that's pretty high up there. I think I'd give this like a 3.5. Like, it was good. I liked it. It's just quick. I feel like I'm like need to wait a little bit until I've got like maybe like the first half of the story and the back half of the story I could rate better or something once it's all done. I don't know. Like I like it. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm like, oh dude, this is my boy Steely Pate, and like I don't know. Like I'm like, yeah, oh that's the thing. I like it. It's I just enjoy being at this stupid tournament, and it's like some sort of, I don't know, Westeros Lollapalooza. Everybody's just having fun. But yeah, so far not a lot has really happened to like, really love or hate necessarily. The casting is still very good. I like, I'm seeing more Targaryens. That's good, except short hair Targaryen, not really loving that.
Oh, don't
Just
get me started. I mean,
it
I
comes
will
off
get
as like
started,
very
just
like
not yet.
awkward, like 90s Targaryen. Whatever's going on along with
It's
that.
boy band. It's giving like aged
Mhm.
boy band.
Yeah, it's like boy band or like K-pop or something. Like I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
we
on
need
with
some frosted tips.
Seriously,
Right.
it's very Spike from
that. Only
Buffy.
Targaryen on my mom's side. Like, um,
That's what he was reminding me of. Spike. I was watching the entire show. Who's this guy reminding me of?
oh, he does give off some Spike vibes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I
Even
don't
though
hate
Finn
it.
Bennett was probably born after Buffy stopped airing, so I feel weird making that comparison.
But my I guess my biggest complaint is probably one that you have, Michal, is like I don't like, I think I said earlier, it's like Sir Arlen's not like a sacred cow necessarily. Like we can change things around a little bit, but like I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what the point of this is. And like the very first thing they say in like the after the episode is like talking about like, hey, some people have talents, like talking about like we decided to give Arlen a huge schlong because we just like shit on him in the flashbacks constantly. So we're like, he needs to hang dong so he has something. I'm like, what is the logic
What?
there?
I
No,
know.
no,
That
go
is what
watch
they
it.
said. It was like, what?
That's almost exactly what he's saying. Like,
Yep.
we hired this prosthetic company and like have this prosthetic fitted for this boom in your face dong moment because they're like, well, we're gonna kind of shit at the guy, so at least he should be hung. I'm like,
Yeah.
is that how you
Meanwhile,
guys view this?
and it's like you're having Dunk like proudly say, "I am his legacy." Like,
Well, we haven't seen Dunk yet, so maybe he is.
like
Okay, you
Oh,
can't teach that.
It's
Yeah.
HBO. Give it an episode or two, and we will.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can't teach that, but again, maybe Sir Arlen was looking for a certain type of squire, one that could carry on his prolific, legacy as being a lover across the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know.
He found Dunk as a child. That goes really dark to think how he.
I know.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, if you put too much thought into it, Kevin, it's weird. Don't do
Right.
that.
Don't think. But Dunk is almost 7 feet tall, and you know how it goes generally.
Do you think this is
I-
how every episode's going to open, with just some evacuation of some bodily orifice?
That is what I'm wondering. Is the cut going to be something gross for every episode?
Is this
like,
their theme?
Is
Is this their theme intro music?
Someone said like maybe, yeah, I know, right? Someone said maybe they're doing this to like they really want to front load the kind of like weird, levity bits, because then maybe once things shit hits the fan, it's not going to have much humor anymore. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like I am being told to laugh, and I don't appreciate that. Like part of what is bothering me about Sir Arlen, I mean, whatever. I literally wrote down this quote. Okay, this is a quote from the novella The Hedge Knight by George R. R. Martin, published in 1990. Whatever. A hedge knight is the truest kind of knight, Dunk, the old man had told him a long time ago. Other knights, I'm going to switch to British. Other knights serve the lords who keep them, or from whom they hold their lands, but we serve where we will, for men whose causes we believe in. Every knight swears to protect the weak and innocent, but we keep the vow best, I think. If you tell me that this man said those words, I will not believe you in any galaxy. It is just not what happened. And like to say that we don't have like characterization of our we have thin characterization of Arlen, we have biased characterization of Arlen, but we still have these things that Dunk clings to as like currently in the show he's clinging to them, and I'm like I feel like he's an idiot because like what did he
I could still see him saying those things. I could see him being a pretty
he hasn't had a
bad
single
knight
line
and a
except
drunk.
for like "Stay there, I'll be back" to the prostitute.
Yeah, but I mean, like if Dunk has lived with this person his whole life, maybe he was a very different man when he was a child and became sadder and sadder and sadder to the point where he was drunk.
He was beating the shit out of him.
Right.
He was clouding him in the ear, Michal. It's lovable. We love the clouding.
It's a cloud.
Maybe Dunk just has a lot of concussions. I mean,
he is
Lunk.
thick as a castle wall.
It's called CTE, Dunk.
Yeah, this is basically just 3 hours of watching an old football player that I try to do commentary.
Oh man, did you see how many pages he had in the white book? I bet he could throw that sword over them mountains there.
But it's also like, okay, sorry, last point I'll make on this. Like, if Dunk is sad at the end that nobody remembers Sir Arlen, right? Mm-hmm. I felt the way I read it in the book is that, and it doesn't have to be like the book, but the way I read it in the book is that this is sad not necessarily because Sir Arlen had these amazing like tourney victories or whatever, but specifically because he was a good man who saved a young boy and made, whether officially or unofficially, a knight out of him. And like now it's just like, oh man, my mentor never won any tournaments, and like we're like, yeah, it didn't look like he could stay on a horse very long, like, I just find like the distance between, and maybe my expectations were wrong, but like between my expectations and the reality are upsetting to me.
What I was going to say real quick, what I wonder about is George has said that this is like the most faithful adaptation of anything that's been done. Now, it might just say something bad about the other ones, but I mean, he seems happy with all of this. So maybe that was his intention, but if it was, I don't think it came across that well in the novella.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It is disappointing to kind of, I don't know, make this guy a mockery. When he played such a big role in Dunk's like of principles and ideology and stuff. I think part of my read is it's like rose-colored glasses. Like he's not just his master; he's also basically his father. And we idealize our parents. And he's starting to come to, and you even see it during the flashback. He's talking about what a fierce fighter he is as he pummels him into the mud. But he looks up to him. And I think maybe he's coming to terms with the fact that he was just an everyday person and kind of a sad person, and no one remembers him. So I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just waiting to see where they go with it. But yeah, I agree it is disappointing because he is a good character in the books.
I will say too, also hello, because I rewatched the episode and I would highly recommend rewatching it. It definitely helps. But I noticed in those beginning flashbacks at the start of the episode, Sir Arlen had a giant gash on his arm, and I'm assuming they're gonna make that's what is his death, like they're building to that.
Not
Xander,
the
I'm so
switch
I
that
sorry,
don't
he
but
know.
really should have.
when you said I noticed he had a giant, I was like,
we all
We all win.
were thinking it. We were all
If you
thinking it.
squint, you'll notice something.
Well, but yeah,
sorry. No, I think you're right. You're right.
Sure.
That seems to be what they have done him off with.
Yeah.
But I mean, does
Yeah.
it matter how he dies, or does it matter what?
No, that,
Like,
I mean, I don't.
no,
do-
I don't think
I mean, that feels
so.
like filler.
Because from the books, I just assumed he died from like a chill because it was raining for days or whatever, and he was an older man. But I'm wondering if like they're using the gash as like part of why he just kind of went weird the last, I don't know, month or weeks, however long. Because if you watch like all of the flashbacks from this beginning of the episode are like chronological.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like
Uh, huh.
out of line to think that a man that's closer to 60 than 50, isn't that what Dunk says in the books? That he would get an infection and start to lose his faculties from something like
Oh,
that.
for
It's
sure.
even I'm trying to remember, there's something in the main novels where someone has like an infected wound and they say like I'm already dead. So
Well,
it's
I'm
definitely
more thinking
Yeah.
like, are they gonna do a rug pull where it's like, oh, he was actually kind of a better person before,
oh.
I don't know, the
They're
last
gonna do,
little bit.
are they gonna do a rug pull and Dunk actually buried him alive?
Oh no, that would be wild.
Sorry.
Well, he wouldn't have very far to dig. So
Yeah, okay. And I want to say before we get too far from it, Michal's British accent is a great preview for a full castle recording we did 8 years ago of the first part of the Hedge Knight that we never followed up on. I'm so sorry.
How is that a preview?
And I'm sure you can imagine, well, because Michal was, in the cast. But anyway, yeah. So if, I'm just
I
saying,
wasn't
people
just
that.
in the cast. I played Egg.
Well, I figured you'd chime in there, but I was getting there. But my point is like, yeah, every so often people will be like, "Hey, this is great." Like there are people like, "Man, this is better than the audiobook version of this or whatever." They're like, "Where's the rest?" And we're like, "Oh, we just did that for funsies." Sorry. Sir General had plans, and I don't know what happened to him. He sort of disappeared.
It does exist somewhere.
Yeah, it does exist. It just
Yeah,
never
no, because you guys
came up.
recorded you guys recorded the second book because I remember that we were planning the third one and that never happened.
No one knows where the audio is. No one knows.
It's like so the first time I ever
Darkwing Plane.
recorded my first ever podcast I recorded for Vok was like a recovering of this, and I don't remember who like hosted it, but he got mad about something and it's never been posted. So my like my intro into the Vok
Oh.
world for like 2014 is off somewhere. Anyways.
Oh, one of the episodes in the
On the
Darkwing
Darkwing Plane.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
that's great. And if anyone's listening and finds that and is like, "Oh man, this is cool," like, yeah, we appreciate that. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, there's no more. Sorry.
Well, there may be somewhere. Someday someone's going to find it on their hard drive or
Don't
something.
give them false hope. George does enough of that.
I know, right?
Away with you, sir.
Well, okay, which is going to come out first, Win or part 2?
It's like lost on Certain Earl's laptop somewhere.
Hard to know. Do we have like a timeline of the episode to go by?
So basically, my notes my notes are huge gash on Arlen's right arm. Tyrell had some. He was chewing some sour leaf. I like the Kingsguard armor. I like the tug of war scene, especially Lionel in that scene. And I still don't like the nighttime joust. That's basically the episode. The only thing I didn't say is at the end of it is Dunk's little monologue.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's it's daytime. He's wandering around trying to like, you know, find a way to be in the tournament and like happens upon, you know, the fucking rulers of the kingdom and doesn't, you know, get murderized for it basically. And then we get that scene which if it seems fairly like a lot of the dialogue was straight from the novel, but I don't know. Like, what did you feel about, since we're just talking about all these Targaryen characters, like, how did you feel that met up to your expectations?
Boo, short hair.
Mm. Yeah,
No,
short hair, no good.
I didn't get anything other than like general douchebag, like Prince vibes from Aryan Bright Flame. Like, is he any nastier than like Catelyn from John's perspective? Like, nowhere near that nasty, to be honest. Like, and I think there's times in the main story where they go out of your way to be like, okay, this nice noble that you like is still an asshole to common people. Like, I don't know. I didn't do a lot for me as his first time on screen.
he didn't do
I was
anything
surprised how.
psychopathic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was surprised how like underwhelming their entourage was. Like, you know, there were 2 Kingsguard
Right?
and a couple of horses, but like I don't know. Like we think back to like King Robert's arrival in Winterfell, or some of the other entourages that surround. Like this is like most of the Targaryen royal family and the heirs, other than the king and queen. Yeah, it was just kind of like anything could happen.
Who's
What if an army attacked that? What if an army attacked Ashford? He'd be stuffed.
Maybe the rest
Wow.
are off. Maybe the rest were off looking for the 2 missing kids.
And I guess they're
Well,
not that far removed from the Civil War, you know, that we'll you know learn about later. But it does seem a little odd, especially because like this tournament, you know, makes Robert's tournament look small potatoes because they all do because they didn't spend any fucking money on the one in the first season.
Right.
And then yeah, like there's like a couple of Kingsguard dudes, and like they just sort of like fuck off like really quickly.
I mean, Katie pointed it out in the Discord, but like Dunk is able to just waltz up to, you know, within hacking distance of several Targaryens with no guards
Armed.
around them. It's odd.
It's bad direction, in my opinion.
just like to point out that sweet Mataris is back at King's Landing with his grandfather, should ill befall everyone else.
Thank goodness the line is saved.
He's famously great against disease. Womp womp.
Yeah, I mean, like when they sort of, I love how they're just like, you there? Who? Hey, reveal yourself, spy. You know, there's just some random person there, and he's like, fuck, like, it's this awkward. Yeah, it's this really awkward thing when he comes out, and who's the lady or whatever that tells him like you're an idiot, like you know, um, but like they're sort of like ready to draw on him, you know, but it's like it's all just like the royals in there, right? And
That was the birthday girl, wasn't it?
yeah, I don't remember her
Isn't
name
it?
though.
Don't know.
She's like I mean, she's the daughter of you know, what's the Lord of, you know, whatever. Um, but yeah. Anyway, like they're clearly like he might be a spy, and they're ready to draw their swords, but like there's no one with them at all.
And they're like, whatever.
I mean, I guess like the idea too. This is not established, but Makar and Baelor are like prolific in their own rights. Like they don't necessarily need, guards. Maybe that's the
Protection.
way. Maybe that's
The
how they
hammer and
roll.
the anvil.
Right, the
Come
hammer
on.
and the anvil, exactly. Maybe they're just like, oh yeah, fuck, you guys fuck off, Like maybe they just handle their business most of the time. I don't know.
They got a bunch of
Hmm.
kids. They're like,
Yeah,
whatever.
there's heirs.
If I die, there's heirs.
There's plenty of heirs. It couldn't possibly dwindle down. There's so many. Um,
That would be
The
really,
shade.
hear me out, unlikely.
Hey.
Sorry, go Duncan.
Oh.
I apologize.
The shaved heads were interesting because, and especially not Makar. What's the other guy's name?
Bright Flame, Aryan Bright Flame.
Baelor?
Baelor didn't seem very Targaryen-y, and it's kind of like they're less and like as we get further and further along, away from House of the Dragon, they're starting to look less and less like gods and more like men. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what they're getting at, that the dynasty is slowly integrating and becoming less.
Well, part of it might be my imagination and like the graphic novels, but to me, Baelor, like in my head, is like the most image of Aegon the Conqueror that we get in a story. He's supposed to be like the peak seeming Targaryen. He's confident. He's strong. So like I kind of want like
Yeah, but
was
he looks
expecting the
Dornish. Like
presence.
Yeah,
He
he's
does look
Targaryen.
yeah, he
Yeah,
does
he's
look
a
kind of
Dornish
Dornish. Yeah.
looking.
it's a plot point actually that he,
Yeah.
He's not blonde, like doesn't have the silver
But
hair
I'm just
as the
speaking more of
Targaryens.
like the presence,
Yeah. And I thought Bertie Carvel, who is amazing, like performed that very well. I think maybe some of what felt weird is like everything is different, like all the factors are different, right? Like the hair is weirdly short in all the Targaryens. They're all kind of slouching over and acting like, just normal Joes unless they're Aryan, like where they're in Ashford, which is like not grand at all. And like all of those factors kind of combine to make it like sound and look and feel a little off, and some of those I think are in control of the production hair, and some of them are not, because that's just the story.
Well, and even like the armor, I know Prince Valar's armor in the joust is a little rough. Like I watched some of the first episodes of Game of Thrones before episode 1, and I remember seeing like Viserys is wearing this like cool like chainmail, and the dragon is off center, and it just looks, I don't know, it doesn't look so stuffy. It doesn't look like a Lego like it the way that Valar's did. It didn't give Dragon Prince vibes.
Would that be what they're going for, though? Like, this is a family that's not ascendant anymore, and
I mean, I think there's something to be said for that, but like, I really tried to convince myself personally about the hair, that this was like a conscious thing, right? Like every generation thinks they're modern, right? So like the idea that the Targaryens of this era would keep their hair short and like, not do the long flowing locks as their ancestors did, as kind of like a deliberate, like, hey, we just had our like second civil war in 100 years. Like, let's move on. We actually have a good king now. Like, let's whatever. Let's have progress. I can see that. But it, like, the effect just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. Like, they don't look like Targaryens. They look like boy band members to me. Backstreet's back. Blackfire. Backstreet's back. Blackfire. I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
I liked the vibes between Baelor and Makar. I thought they had good chemistry, like brotherly.
I honestly do like this Makar. Like, it's not what I envisioned, but it services very well.
I did not get vibes that he would die protecting his brother, which I feel like in the book and in general, that's how I felt about Makar. And obviously I understand what happens in a little bit, but I always felt like he was a very dutiful younger brother, and I didn't get those vibes as much from this.
Yeah, he seemed a little more like kind of lackadaisical, bitter, like, you know, oh, how do you remember these guys? Like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he was just having a bad day because, like, you know, his sons are missing. So I kind of
Yeah.
just
Well,
chalking
I
it
mean,
up
I
to
think
that,
it's
maybe.
both, right? Like he doesn't want to be in Ashford, which reasonable. Um,
Right.
and also his sons are missing, but like including his heir, which is a pretty big deal. But like I do also think there's a degree to which the show has like just kind of worn away at some of the nuance and smoothed down the curves. You know, so Arlen would be the most obvious example, but I think Makar is a good one too. You know, where it's just like there is more going on there, and to be fair, there's plenty of opportunity later when shit hits the fan to see that. But like, it was a little bit like this guy's a prince, like this lout, this guy who's just swearing and eating peanuts or whatever with his feet on the table, like you know, like
I
it,
mean,
it
I don't
felt almost.
know. We've seen a lot of royalty in this show, Michal.
Right.
We've seen a lot
I know,
of
but they all
lords that were
felt
just,
they all
I don't
felt
know.
royal when they did that. I mean,
Some of them,
I felt like Viserys from Game of Thrones felt more like princely than Maekar did.
the petulant Viserys, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was a wannabe prince for sure. Maybe it's just like there's so many Targaryens, it's passe. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I'm a prince. Yeah, whatever. You know, we're all princes here. You know.
I mean, they
Um,
are dynastically. It's a weird sort of frisson, right? Because they just had the Blackfire Rebellion, you know,
yeah,
and so they were almost like literally overthrown completely. And those people, as we know, are still out there. But at the same time, they have a million heirs, and Darren's going strong as the king, and Baelor is going to kick ass, right, as you know,
yeah.
the next king.
This-
So like, there, I mean, it's an interesting frisson between those two forces.
In the shows, all we see like uh what's his name, and we see you know, Damon in you know, House of the Dragon as like the second son, right? And he's like, you know, there's no one but him. Like he's one of one, and like he's not having that shit necessarily, right? But and then we see Viserys and Daenerys and, you know, people that are, you know, exiled. But we don't see like, yeah, like who's like the 20th Targaryen in the room. Like we don't get to see that, but we've seen that with like who's the lesser Stark, who's the lesser you know, Baratheon. Like we kind of see like these people who are further down the line that are nothing's really expected, that they don't expect to be, you know, have great power. Like sometimes, yeah, they're just a little less into it. I don't know. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
he's not Renly, you know.
No. And I think it's well taken that there's literally like one moment with the guy. So there's a chance that there can be more of him. And I hope there's more because, you know, to me, and I've heard a lot of people say like they envision him being a lot like Stannis, like maybe a little bit droll, but like ultimately very dutiful. And not to say
And
he
his
won't
decision
grasp
at the end of the story is one of the most important for Duncan Egg,
it.
you know, as a as
Yeah.
a line.
Yeah. And for Egg staying the hell away from the spring sickness, being out of that city.
Yeah, and that's well. I mean, how they handle that scene will be kind of important because I have big impressions in my mind. How this wraps up,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah. Um, I'll say on the Targaryen front, I was kind of thinking some more about Aerion Brightflame. And I think I just would have liked some semblance of Egg's reaction to him in that first scene. I think they finally gave a little bit of it during the joust, maybe. Is that right? But I think some semblance of like Egg seeing him from afar and running away, or, you know, something that kind of indicated Egg really doesn't like this guy would have been a good sort of introduction that he's not just like a douchebag prince, like he's a true like sociopathic freak.
I mean, is that why Egg tells Dunk to put him down? Like, I mean, I watched that scene like twice. I was like, thought I missed something. I'm like, I thought, oh, he just doesn't want to be seen. Maybe like he thinks he'll be recognized. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, remember he ran back. He ran back. He was going to stay with him, and then when the Targ showed up, he like booked it back to the to the camp.
No, I mean like at night when he's on
Right,
Dunk's shoulders, like watching the
I'm saying
joust.
I think both of those were doing the same thing, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, the
Both
first
of
one for sure. But then like I guess it's kind of weird because when he's like, hey, I want to watch the joust, and suddenly he's like, no, put me down. And then we get
Right.
like the Dunk, like not like so much PTSD, but like I don't know. It's like seeing combat now. He's like freaking out, which is not really something I necessarily got from Dunk. I don't know if he really. I mean, he saw combat or was near it. Serving Sir Arlen,
I don't think
obviously, but
Did he?
don't think it was PTSD. I think it was he realized how much better they are as fighters,
Right.
and he has like
Yeah.
no chance against.
like I don't know. They didn't. I mean, they're wearing shit and they're riding horses, but I'm like, you do that too. It didn't seem that intense. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was at night.
Well, yeah. I mean, Egg had nothing to worry about because they definitely couldn't see him from the dais. But like,
Right?
I'm sorry. One more thing about that: this tournament could have been lit for free by the sun, like in World,
Thank you.
and instead, like the Ashford people are paying, right, a lot of money apparently to have it lit by bonfires that definitely aren't going to cause smoke, and all of they're going to be able to get the light in between all of the lists correctly so that everyone can see their opponent and whatever.
My lord would spare no expense, and you would have him look like a beggar to use the sun.
I was
Definitely
literally
breaching
in
the
the
fire
Comic-Con
code.
panel, like George and whatever, they all did a New York Comic-Con panel, and they were talking about how proud they were of this like joust at night that had never been done before. And I was literally like sitting there eating like a tuna sandwich being like, why would you have a tournament at night? Like, that actually seems like a good idea to not do that. But anyway, I'll stop talking about that. I forget what I was talking about before. Egg, I don't know.
I mean, they don't call it Ashford for nothing.
Oh my god. No, but I agree with you because like it's impractical on every level. Whether it's like the actual filming of it or the fictional, tournament of it. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, I feel bad because like I'm sure that wasn't fun to film. Like I'm sure that was many, many, many days of night shoots, with horses
Well, and they
and a
had
huge crowd
horses
and
too, yeah.
I don't know, but when you go to medieval times for dinner, it's usually at night.
Right. There you go.
well, that's usually when dinner
You
is
mean
at.
they turn the lights off?
I cheer for the Red Knight because that's the section I was assigned, like a good vassal.
I'm just gonna say the Ren Fair ends before nightfall, so
Yeah, usually. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not all going to be at night, though, is it? Like,
I hope not. I hope the next couple bits are in daytime.
we don't get a ton of the tournament anyway, and the previews clearly show like his like trial of the seven or whatever is during the day.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the big piece.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of it is, during the day, but and it's not a problem. Like it's fine. It's just like one of those things that you're like, it's actually really easy to make a practical counter argument to it. So I don't know, whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised that George, who is so like concerned with accuracy, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they had tournaments at night and medieval times all the time. But
I think you have to remember that this show is being made by the dudes that had Boondock Saint posters in their dorm rooms. And it's not a matter of whether anything makes sense. They just think it's cool.
I mean, I'm okay with that. But yes, the the after the episode definitely shows that there's a different type of crew running this show. And I think for Duncan Egg that's probably fine, but
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Shit, I love,
Mhm.
Boondock Saints. I mean, fuck.
I mean,
Um,
I like that movie too, but like the guys that was their whole personality.
no, I
I
know,
think
I know what you mean. I get exactly what you're saying because like definitely like we've got he's the laughing storm. He's so fun, and we're like yeah, and he's gonna be like real weird too. You're like okay, like I don't know what's going on, but okay. Um, I think yeah, they're just like let's do what's fun, and I'm here for fun. I just as long as this all is a satisfying payoff in the end and they get the right the key points right, and I guess that's why some people are a little taken aback by the Sir Arlen stuff because it doesn't seem to fit what we know entirely. And it's like are they going to give us the same things? Are we going to get that motivation from Dunk where he talks about a hedge knight being able to keep the oath because he's not beholden to the lords? And I don't know.
yeah.
I hope so.
I mean, I think a lot of that stuff is they're not giving me confidence they're going to land it. I think it's just something with like the tone of it all that it's like they wink at the fourth wall a little bit, but not fully. It's like they're trying to
Is
do
it
a Deadpool
is it the
version
shitting?
of this universe. Yeah, a little bit, but like they're doing like a Deadpool version of this universe, but it's already a serious universe and like not in a
Right.
corny way. So
How
you
much of the
know,
budget went to Sir Arlen's member? Like,
I don't want to know the
Well,
answer to that question.
if they pay by the inch,
Do you think it was CGI or did they have some kind of like tube system?
no, so someone posted, the person who made the prosthesis posted about like so glad you're able to see my work, and like they talked about how well the actor had to come out for many fittings and he was a great professional, and then they had to have obviously they have to have the fitting on set, and it's like this whole private thing where you like make it look like they went over the whole thing, and I'm just like oh wow, like we got like dong marketing. It's that probably wasn't cheap, you know. But what does a mythic phallus cost? I don't know. I've never shopped.
ask old Viserys Plum. Is that the
I
one?
feel
The
like
six
here
foot?
at House Manwoody we should have these questions, but answered. But
Yeah. Well, we
yeah,
don't deal with. We're not man half woody. Like if it's
yeah. Our Lord is dick on, not dick off, so we don't really know.
God bless, I fucking hate everything.
Speaking of,
Uh,
the Laughing Storm really likes Dunk.
right? Smacked his ass a couple of times. He smacked his ass.
That was fun.
Personally, I fucking love the Laughing Storm. That's probably one of the things I feel like they nailed. Like, just a Baratheon that is broing it up, and he listens to Barstool, and like, yeah. I mean, it's
Oh my god.
he is. Oh.
yeah.
How many
Well,
stags do you think he's gonna bet on Dunk?
Oh yeah, dude, do not give Lionel Baratheon like any apps on his phone. Don't give that man FanDuel or
Oh my god.
DraftKings. Like he will beggar the
Beggar
entire
the realms.
Stormlands.
What does it mean, two-factor authentication? Just place the bet.
So ESPN will have him featured as a guest better. He'll be Cowshy, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, he is the definition of a whale.
All right, so what else we got? Anybody got anything else? Like I said, this was
I gotta
like
say,
a 30-minute episode. So
real quick on the subject of Dunk being freaked out by it all. I actually like that idea that he has no. I don't think he really does have a full sense of what's going on and what he can do, and he's like betting everything on this. I mean, he's given up the horse, he's given up everything, and he's realizing, maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I may be strong, and I always thought that would do it, but like, look at these guys. Like, he sees these guys at the joust, and I mean, they're doing some impressive stuff, like picking stuff up off the ground as you're moving at like 20 miles an hour, and they're doing some impressive moves, and he's like, oh shit, I might not win this.
But
And I
it's
kind of like
weird
that.
because we talk about how dumb he is, and
Right.
he doesn't know what he's getting into, and that bit where Egg's like, "What do you do, my lord, when they say you're dumb?" And he's like, "Shut the fuck up. A man deals with his
Right.
own shit." Um,
Right.
but like he's smart enough to put together that his only shot is like, "Hey, I'm a knight, and I need to go like, you know, advertise and basically show out a little bit. Maybe I can win this
Right.
tournament. Maybe like my only shot at not ending up nothing in nowhere is to take
In
it
a
right
dead
now, right
tournament.
here at the tourney. So he's smart enough to know that. Um, I don't
Right. But
know.
he also realizes what he actually got himself into here, which is what I liked about it. Like,
I
But
know, but
it's not
I
his
feel like
only
he's
chance.
been around combat, so I don't know. My impression was that he's not necessarily the best knight in the realm, right? He's young. He's wasn't a knight before and all that, but um like he should have a sense of his own strength and ability a bit. He doesn't come off necessarily as overly cocky because he's like, "Oh, I mean to be the champion," but like I think that's just what he's like, I need to do that. I'm
but
gonna
I mean,
manifest that shit.
he's a
But
Right.
he
squire.
could,
What talent would he have? I mean, he hasn't fought in anything. I mean, he's a
Well,
squire.
but he's
What?
trained with arms and he's big as fuck. I mean, that's so he must think like, as a big dude, I can just take these guys or
Well,
something.
I think that's what he thought at the beginning, and now he's seeing that they're actually really good, and he's not, and he's thinking, oh shit. That's what I
Even the
like about it.
Kingsguard were looking up to him.
I mean, if people were entirely rational actors all the time, Dunk would look at a situation and go, I should get employed by a lord. But
Selling the horses
like,
was a good idea.
Yeah, but
yeah,
like
like
where would he go and who would he go
let me
to?
sell one horse to get armor. Lionel Baratheon fucking loves him. Get a job with him. Like,
Why doesn't he get a job with him after the tournament? I mean, I don't know.
well, because some things happen, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying he truly doesn't have to like take this huge risk, but that's sort of what gets in his mind, and he does it. And like, remember, he's
Well,
a
I think he
19 year
has to
old
go to
kid or
this
whatever.
tournament. He has to take this risk because again, like he's talking about in the first episode, it's like, well, I can join the City Watch, no, stop raping, sir. Um, but like as you see, a knight's reputation and his ability to earn and like maybe make something for himself is on like people knowing you or at least like having the trappings of that. So going to this tournament and like winning one battle, getting your armor back or like just being noticed would get him work, would get him renown, and would get him remembered. Whereas he might show up and go, "Hey guys, I'm a knight at 10 different castles," and they're like, "Yeah, we'll hire you as a guard, but like you're no knight, fuck you." And like it may be
Yeah.
like his chance to actually be that knight would forever be gone.
Yeah,
No,
he's building
he
up his
doesn't have a ton of
resume.
options.
He's networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of options. It's just, I think it's a little, we're getting kind of a little bit of whiplash as far as like, it's unclear to me if Dunk has ever actually even jousted. So it's like,
Exactly.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
right.
think he
That's just
has.
it. Like they're not giving us enough information. Like
yeah.
my assumption from the book was that at the very least, like he was decent with like a sword or a club, or
Well, I
he
believe he
worked on
does say
that.
in the Sworn Sword that he's better with sword than lance. But
Yes. Well, and in fairness, like, what chance does he have jousting, against Sir Arlen?
no chance and no choice.
Yeah. But God, I hate myself.
Before we go, I do think we should just talk about Tansel for a minute.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh shit.
That was cute. I mean, and we know what he's saying in his head. When she says like, oh, the boy said I was too tall, and he's like, oh, not not too tall for me. Like, aw. But I do kind of love how Egg was like, oh, this was uncomfortable.
Right?
I think even the actor was like, oh yeah, he's in there just like embarrassing himself. I don't think it was that bad, but Egg's used to
So
dealing with people.
the mention of Tansel just made me realize that I think this story definitely fails the Bechtel test.
Yeah, you think? I mean, that was why it was like kind of nice to see the sex workers last week, but they are still talking to and about.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. There isn't any other female characters, right? In this.
Not in this one, no.
No, yeah.
I mean, I will say I was talking to a different friend of mine, and she was just like, I don't understand who this is for, because it's not for children, but it's not like Game of Thrones, capital G, capital T, and like, and I honestly, I feel like this is just kind of the IP reality for Game of Thrones, where it's just like, we're just going to make a show that kind of is for most of the people who already watch it, I don't know that they're hoping to attract a ton of more viewers, but like the tone really didn't work for her as far as like, just identifying its,
Like
demographic
feeling
purpose,
part
I
of
guess.
the universe, or I mean, it
Yeah.
was supposed to come out last year. We got to remember that. So this was supposed to be like a, hey, I know House of the Dragon is taking a while, but here's something. Like that's what this was supposed to be.
Yeah, it would have worked better as something to tide you over between House of the Dragon. I also think it would have worked. It's probably not feasible, but I think it would have worked better with fewer episodes, because the way each episode ends is just kind of
I
very
agree.
passive.
Well, we
I feel like you
essentially
could end on much more exciting notes if you'd made fewer episodes.
well, we essentially are getting fewer episodes, right? Because this is like what 30 minutes, something like that, and I think next episode is essentially like 28,
But it's
something
just
like
like
that.
the story doesn't chunk well to the like 6
Yeah,
episodes. I feel like I think
No.
this will be a strong thing. Like if people are like, "Hey, should I watch this?" Like I would tell people like binge watch it
Binge
at the
it.
end of the
Binge
season.
it.
binge
Yeah.
watch. Yeah,
Yeah,
On the
I
flip
think it'll
side,
be very strong.
I'm glad they didn't do what they did with The Hobbit, which was try and make it more epic and try and
Yeah.
connect it to Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings mythology. Sorry, Game of Thrones mythology more. With the Blackfire Rebellion and expanding the scope to include the Targaryens. I'm glad it's still very faithful in its scope.
And we still need the knife. We're gonna get the knife.
Oh
I
yeah,
look.
that's
I was
true.
just looking at all of these Targaryens. Okay, everyone who comes on screen, I've been like, if one of these fuckers has that dagger, and I keep looking, and I'm like, okay, I haven't seen the dagger yet. I thought, oh shit, like Baelor's gonna have the dagger. Like, nope, that's a different dagger. I'm like, great, this is great.
and
Maybe Egg
someone's
will
got to
pull it
bring up
out of
the
his.
I would say someone has to bring up the prophecy.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. I mean, like our theory is obviously that the prophecy got lost, during the Dance with the Dragons, which makes sense. But like they would just troll the shit out of us if like there's a random scene and like fucking like Aryan has the dagger or some shit, and oh, it's in the fire. It's like, yeah, there's this weird writing on it. I don't know, man. Fuck this shit. Like, oh god. Oh.
So to spend some nerd moments, there is a decent chance it's not lost. Kind of would depend on if Aegon the Third Dragonsbane, like if because he likely knew about it, because Rhaenyra knew, and then he was Rhaenyra's heir for a while and with her, so like she would have told him, since they were in the middle of a war, most likely. Then it just comes down to whether it makes it through Baelor the Blessed and that whole crew, which is dubious, but possible. So it is possible they know about it. I feel,
At the
but
very least, it's written down somewhere.
yeah,
Well, it's written on a dagger.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
I think
somewhere for Rhaegar to find,
yeah,
I don't know.
most likely it's forgotten, because I think the idea is that like Ares the First sort of starts that rediscovery process, and Maester Aemon's involved and all that stuff.
And then Rhaegar goes, "It's me," and the fates or gods or whatever go, "No, it's not you."
He's like, but I have Stark. Have Stark.
But I
make men. Yeah.
am very pretty.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Am not Harry Lloyd.
I want Harry Lloyd to be in another one of these. I
could
love
be.
him so
Everyone
much.
really thought Rhaegar was him when they showed him, and like, but it
That
wasn't.
would have been so good.
He's a really good voice actor these days.
Yeah, he's great.
He could be
I will say,
Bloodraven.
looking forward for a sec, I am excited to see how the egg reveal goes, because that's such an epic line of like, oh, I shaved my hair off because I didn't want to look like you, and hopefully they make it epic and not just a dumb punchline with a fart joke or something.
Yeah, it's like sibling rivalry, like wah, 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 wah. There's definitely a few parts where I was like, is there supposed to be a laugh track? I don't
The
know.
cuts are strange. I think you mentioned that on the Discord. Like they cut very quickly from scene to scene, and it is obviously intentional, but it feels.
It can be jarring in a not good way. Yeah.
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 Is Egg the best part of the show? Like, I think he's very.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's very on point with the book. He's precocious. Like the little, I think like him looking off the copper was just so like. Last week you said he talks like the Queen of England. I rewatched that and I was like, he kind of like makes Queen Elizabeth's face when he does it. Like,
Yeah, he really needs to they need to like shoot these like very quickly before this kid grows up. Like,
yeah, and he's like, he has pretty good comedic delivery and everything, talking in that accent, like as posh as he can be, which I can only imagine his like acting coaches being like explaining to him how they want him to talk. Like, it makes me chuckle. But I think he's definitely like the best characterization, and every time he's in a scene, I think he does so well with it and conveys a lot without necessarily even saying the most words.
Yeah. Look, the scenes where, sorry, Bing, I found his and Dunk's chemistry, now that they're officially like a pair, very charming and very fun to watch.
yeah, he's only 11. I looked it up. So yeah, we gotta work that.
Let's hope he doesn't grow quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, kids can get awkward or whatever. Or like, I don't know, but just for whatever story they're trying to tell, if you need him to be 11 and he's 17, it's not going to work, right? So
we got CGI for that.
There's time between the others. Like, I think he's like 13 in the Sworn Sword. Like, it's not like all immediate.
No, I mean, I think, you shoot the first 3 that we have within, a year or 2 of time in the real world. And if they're wanting to make more, and if they want to do Summer Hall or something, like, I don't know how much of this they want to do. Like, they just can't take 10 years to do it. That's all.
See if HBO has money in 10 years.
Well, and it's also, I think, easier to film in general. You don't have 50 million different locations. You don't have as enormous of a cast. Obviously, there's less that's being filmed. So, like, theoretically, it should move faster from that front.
All right, let's give everyone final thoughts here. What do we think? Anything else we missed? Anything else we're looking forward to?
What do you think's going to be the gratuitous thing at the beginning of the next episode?
Let's not think about that.
We got to have some boobs or something, right? Like, it's HBO.
I haven't done vomit yet.
Oh, that's coming.
Well, the next episode is called The Squire. So hopefully that's gonna, give us the reveal and maybe end a little differently. set kind of a change of tone, maybe. I don't know.
I wonder how well do you think they're doing the build up of the mystery of egg? Like, do you think the general public are going to get it, or is it going to be a shock if they, obviously haven't read spoilers?
I don't think it's a huge thing anyway. No, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but like, I don't really think like revealing that he's a Targaryen is like such a big deal because all of us, I guess, going into reading these. Well, I mean, like, no, I mean, like, we all know. Everybody knows. Like, if you're watching the show, you probably know. If
Yeah.
anyone's Googled this, they fucking know. Like, but if you read this, like, going into reading these novellas, did you like not realize like it's Duncan Egg? Like, what did you think Egg was? Like, I don't know.
They're not hiding this, right?
No.
It's extremely obvious. 2 people missing. It's these 2 guys.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I mean,
and
we
it's
know
not,
this though, but do you think it is really obvious to people? I wonder. I'm
It
not
should
so
be.
sure.
I was gonna say
I
the
felt
Unsullied
like-
I've talked to don't. I mean, they think something's up with Egg. They're like he's rich or something. Like, but no one's been like, oh, he's Makar's missing son. I've not heard that
No,
from
right, but I guess I meant like
coworkers or anyone.
I meant like how important is that even to the story? Like the way these were written, I feel like it's
Well,
the-
it's important. The fact that he's
This-
Targaryen is important.
I mean,
no,
he's
but I
gonna
mean
be the
like to the
king.
reader. You know what I'm saying? How important is the reader not realizing it to the story? I don't think it is.
Oh,
Like
well,
it's
one
important
time,
in the narrative, but it's not
True.
important that someone reading this doesn't know he's Egg. Like, I don't know. It
well,
doesn't.
one
I don't
time,
think it
a
matters.
friend of mine put on a Scottish grandmother voice and told me, "You can't spoil a good story, Kevin." So I guess you're still making that argument all these years later.
I mean,
I will never stop making that argument. How dare you? I've made that argument in many voices, you asshole. But well, I mean, no, I mean, like if anyone's listening to this, they've like read the fucking novella. Like, I don't think we have people that are like on the podcast that have no idea what this is, even if they haven't read them, right? It's a few thousand people.
We might
so.
get a few on YouTube, but whatever.
Maybe. It's possible, I suppose, but
Either way.
But again, if you read any articles on this, like they fucking mention the shit like out front. So, like I said, I don't think that is what makes or breaks this story is you finding out like, hey, this Squire kid is actually a prince. Like, oh, like it's useful. It drives the characters. It explains why we have these stories in the first place, right?
Right. Right. Because who would care about some squire and his
Well, it kind of tells you,
knight.
Great things are coming, and we all know, without having the end of these, we know the end of this story, right? We know he becomes the king. We know about Summerhall. We know all that. So it's the journey, right? So,
Do we think we'll get the reveal next episode and the confrontation with Arian?
it has to be, right? I mean, it's called The Squire, and the timing's right.
I think it might be the last moment of the episode, honestly. If that might be the like dun dun dun.
Yeah.
I hope Dunk has a fight next episode because I feel like we really need to see that to see if he's actually any good or not.
Yeah, or at least some clouding, like.
I don't
You
think
can't
he's
cloud
going
poor
to.
Egg. Can't cloud Egg.
I was gonna say I don't think they can show like a kid getting hit in the head on that, but then they did. So
There's no child labor laws in Westeros. There's no child abuse laws either. They can get away with whatever they want. I just want to hear Sir Arlen say something. The fact that Sir Arlen's member overshadowed the
the elm tree?
brilliant reveal of Steely Pate is like, I don't know, man.
Honestly, this episode should have been called Soft Salty.
This is going to be the number one thing in his Google results probably forever now. This poor guy. I'm like looking at his like he's a accomplished actor, but it's he's not got a lot of a lot else that people will remember him for. I'll say.
I'm sorry.
So
If you go to suggested like searches on Google, Sir Arlen of Pennytree, Sir Arlen of Pennytree hung is the like
no, he was
and then
buried,
it's
not hung.
Sir Arlen prosthetic, and then it's
Yep.
Sir Arlen of Pennytree actor.
Yep.
People were like, I need to see real naked pictures of him. No.
Right, of course.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you know he's getting laid at least once from that scene.
I don't know. He's old, dude. He's probably married or something. I don't know.
So, you think old dudes don't get laid?
Well, I'm just saying he's like, I don't know if he's like
This isn't
70.
Westeros. He has Cialis. Like, it's fine.
Right? This is going to be his new Tinder profile. Will be a picture.
Let's see. It doesn't say if he's married or not. He might be a happily married old man. Okay, we don't know.
Okay,
So.
well, if that gets the juices going, probably on a quarterly schedule or something, and this gets him an extra one.
Imagine if just as an aside, imagine if this is you and you're married and your wife is watching this episode and the first thing that comes up and she just looks over at you like, no.
Please. No, you know what she's going to really do is she's going to be like, honey, did you keep that? Can you bring it home?
Right. You told me you didn't need a prosthetic. All right. On that note, let's wrap things up until next week. Yeah. All right. So this was fun, and we will reconvene again for the third episode, which will hopefully tie these first two together. I think that one's a little bit leaked runtime is a little bit longer on that, but I don't know if we trust those runtimes or not. So we will see. All right. Until then, hit us up on the Discord. Let us know how many penny trees you give this episode.
And Zander, don't think we didn't notice you dropped.
What do you mean? He's still here. He's just a Blackfire spy. All right. Night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks.
Night.
Thanks,
Good night.
Adam. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks,
Much
Adam.
appreciated.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I've been trying to end this podcast with terrible jokes for like 20 minutes.
I know.